Okay, let's just jump right in. AI is everywhere, right? It's changing pretty much every industry you can think of. And if you're in communications, well, you're smack dab in the middle of this huge shift. So, what we're going to do here is break down what this all means for the profession.
It really does feel like AI just appeared out of nowhere, doesn't it? One day, everyone's talking about ChatGPT. But the thing is, this technology has been bubbling under the surface for decades. What's new, what's really the game changer, is generative AI. These tools that can whip up text, images, even video. I mean, they can tackle complex problems in a way that feels, well, surprisingly human. And that changes everything.
So that leads us to the one big question that I know is on every communicator's mind. Is this whole AI thing a threat, something to be worried about, or is it this massive opportunity to show our value in a completely new light? And the answer, as you're about to see, isn't so black and white.
All right, let's talk about the big picture here. This really is a historic opportunity. I want you to think about it like this. Remember the printing press, how it totally revolutionized the way information spread centuries ago? Well, that's what AI is doing right now. It is fundamentally redefining what it even means to be a communications pro today.
So where's AI actually making a difference? Like right now, it really boils down to three main areas. First, it's making our workflows way more efficient. Think about it. Drafting content, summarizing long reports, it handles that stuff, freeing us up for the big picture strategy. Second, it's a huge creativity booster. Stuck for an idea? AI can generate a ton of fresh angles. And third, it's helping us make smarter decisions by crunching data on what our audience really cares about, so our messages actually land.
And this is where we, as communicators, have a serious edge. Here's the secret. The better you are at explaining an idea clearly, the better the AI's output is going to be. Your skill in crafting a perfect prompt, in shaping a narrative, that's what turns AI from just another tool into a ridiculously powerful partner.
This advantage we have brings us to the skills that are suddenly more valuable than ever before. Let's call them your enduring superpowers in the age of AI.
But before we dive into those, let's just pause for a second. We've been through this before, right? We've adapted to new tech for years. Print, radio, TV, social media. AI is just the next big thing. The platforms might change, but the core of what we do, understanding people and telling great stories, that stays exactly the same.
Okay, superpower number one, narrative building. Look, in a world where AI can spit out content in seconds, what really matters is the strategy behind it. Your ability to take a pile of raw info and weave it into a story that actually persuades and inspires someone. That's everything. And guess what? That's the exact skill you need to write killer AI prompts that get you strategic, high-quality results. Next up, we've got the superpower of story finding. AI can generate an ocean of information, but that creates a whole new problem. Just a ton of noise. Your gut instinct to cut through all that static and find the human connection, the emotional core that makes a message stick, that's priceless now. It's about finding the signal in the noise, not just adding to it.
Then there's what we call maximum perspective. See, AI is amazing at analyzing the data you feed it, but it has a blind spot. It can't see anything outside of that data set. Your ability to step back, see the bigger picture, connect dots that seem totally unrelated, and spot trends before they're obvious, that's the strategic oversight that makes the AI's work truly mean something.
And finally, all of these superpowers come together in the convener mindset. Our job isn't just to blast messages out into the world, it's to bring the right people together. We align leaders, we guide companies through change, we connect different viewpoints to make sure conversations actually lead to action. You know, AI just can't do that.
Okay, so we've got the opportunity, we've got the skills, but you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So let's talk about the rules of the road, using AI ethically.
As communicators, our currency is trust. Simple as that. Our audiences count on us to be authentic, to be ethical, and that's exactly why we have to have a solid set of principles for using AI responsibly. There are 6 of them, and they are absolutely crucial for maintaining that trust. Think of these as the building blocks of trust. You've got fairness and inclusiveness to make sure our work reflects everyone. Then there's reliability, safety, privacy, and security. That's the technical stuff, making sure the tools work right and protect people's data. And finally, transparency and accountability. That's on us. It means being open about how we're using AI and making sure a human is always in the driver's seat, making the final call.
So how do we actually do all that? Well, here are 4 concrete steps. First, figure out your disclosure practices, when and how you'll tell people AI was involved. Second, create a clear AI usage policy for your entire team. No ambiguity. Third, put a serious content review process in place. And fourth, and this one's huge, commit to always be learning because this field is changing by the minute.
And that brings us to our last and, honestly, maybe the most important part, getting into the right mindset to not just get by, but to really crush it with AI.
Let's just be real for a second. The biggest hurdles here aren't about the tech, they're emotional. You might be thinking, will AI take my job? Or, there are so many tools I can't keep up. Or even, hey, I'm already amazing at what I do without this stuff. And you know what? Those feelings are totally normal, especially if you've spent years honing your craft. But we've got to reframe how we look at this.
I absolutely love this analogy. Think about it. A master chef doesn't avoid a new kitchen gadget just because they can already cook well. No way. They get excited. They see it as a new way to create something even more incredible. Your expertise in communication isn't a reason to shy away from AI. It's the very thing that's going to let you use it like a pro.
So how do you even start? If you're flying solo, it's all about building a small habit. Just 15 minutes a day. That's it. Pick one tool and mess around with it. For organizations, it's about building a culture where people feel safe to be curious. Set aside time for teams to play with these tools, and when someone finds a cool new way to use AI, celebrate it and share it.
And just remember, it's going to feel a little weird at first. That's totally okay. Learning to work with AI is a lot like learning a new language. At the beginning, you're clumsy, you stumble over your words, but the more you practice, the more it starts to click, until one day, it just feels like second nature.
The real key here is to just embrace this cycle of quick, responsible experimentation. Get an idea, try it, see what happens, learn from it, whether it worked or not, and then do it again. Some of your experiments are going to be home runs, and some are going to be duds, but both are wins, because either way, you're learning. So, if there's only one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this. AI is not your replacement. It's your assistant. It's a tool that's here to help you work smarter, be more creative, and ultimately have a bigger impact. Because at the end of the day, the stories that really matter, the ones that connect with people and get them to act, they'll always need that human touch. So the real question isn't if AI is going to change your job. The question is, how are you going to use it to find and tell those stories better than ever before?